I want to talk about a very important and often ignored topic, the generational wealth gap in the Black community in the United States. This has been a topic that has been shaped by two of the most horrific events in the history of the United States, slavery and the Tulsa Race Massacre. First, let's start with slavery. For over 250 years, Black people in America were brutally forced to work as slaves. During this time, they were not paid for their labor, and any wealth they were able to generate was stolen by their slave owners. When slavery ended, many Black people were left with nothing, as they had no property, no education, and no savings. This meant they were unable to accumulate wealth and pass it down to future generations, unlike their white counterparts who had been able to build generational wealth through inheritance and property ownership. Fast forward to 1921, when the Tulsa Race Massacre took place. This was a horrific event that saw a white mob destroy the thriving Black community of Greenwood in Tulsa, Oklahoma. At the time, Greenwood was known as the Black Wall Street due to its flourishing Black-owned businesses and thriving economy. However, the jealousy and racism of the white community led to a brutal attack on the Black residents of Greenwood, resulting in the destruction of homes, businesses, and lives. The aftermath of the Tulsa Race Massacre was devastating for the Black community. Many lost everything they had worked so hard to build, and they were not given any compensation for their losses. The destruction of Black Wall Street was a massive blow to the Black community's ability to accumulate wealth and to build generational prosperity that they could pass on to their children and grandchildren. So what does all of this mean for us today? Well, it means that the generational wealth gap between Black and white communities in America is still very much present. Black people in America are still struggling to build wealth and to pass it down to future generations, while white people are in a position to benefit from the wealth of their ancestors that was accumulated through generations, often at the expense of Black bodies. The legacy of slavery and the Tulsa Race Massacre is still being felt in the Black community today. And it's up to all of us to work towards closing the wealth gap and assuring that everyone has access to the same opportunities and resources. It also means that white Americans need to work together with their legislators and leaders to build wealth back into the Black community through reparations and other forms of compensation. The generational wealth gap in the Black community in the United States is a serious issue that has been shaped by the atrocities of slavery and the Tulsa Race Massacre. It's up to all of us to recognize the role that these events played in shaping the current state of wealth inequality and work towards creating a more equitable future for everyone.